When these photos were taken, they weren't supposed to matter. They were routine. A police report, a family vacation, a factory record. But years later, investigators and scientists went back and found details hiding in plain sight. A reflection that solved a case, a tourist snapshot that measured climate collapse, a school photo that proved who was erased. These images didn't change, but what they revealed did. The police photos that solved cold cases. Crime scene photographs are taken quickly and methodically. Wide shots, close-ups, evidence markers. Their purpose is simple: to record the scene as it appeared at that moment. Once a case closes, those images are rarely revisited. Boxes are labeled, files are archived, years pass. In many cold cases, the photographs remained untouched for decades. When departments later digitized old case files, investigators didn't expect new answers. They expected better storage, but digital enhancement allowed details to surface. Reflections in glass, background figures at the edge of frames, subtle shadows that suggested movement or timing. The photos hadn't changed. The technology and the questions being asked had. In several cases, images taken for documentation became the key to reopening investigations that had already been abandoned. The family vacation photos used for glacier studies. Throughout the 20th century, tourists photographed glaciers as landmarks, proof they'd been there, a moment preserved. No one framed the shot scientifically. No one recorded measurements or angles. The photos sat in albums, shoeboxes, and personal collections. Decades later, climate researchers began searching for visual records. From before, satellite imaging existed. They discovered that tourist photos were often the only reference points left. By matching old vacation photos with modern images taken from the same locations, scientists could track retreat patterns year by year. Entire glaciers documented casually, then lost completely. In some regions, no scientific photographs existed at all. What started as travel memories became irreplaceable climate data. The factory photos used in asbestos lawsuits. Factories routinely photographed workers and machinery. The goal was efficiency, workflow, equipment placement, production records. No one focused on the air. No one focused on what workers were breathing. Those photos were stored internally, unnoticed for years. When workers later developed respiratory illnesses, attorneys began reviewing old documentation. Dust was visible in the air, protective gear was missing. What had once been routine reporting became visual confirmation of conditions workers had already lived through. The photographs weren't created to expose risk, but they preserved it anyway. The aerial photos that revealed Roman roads. Early aerial photographs were taken for navigation and mapping. Military planners and surveyors focused on terrain, not history. The images showed farmland, fields, roads, nothing remarkable. For decades, they were stored as outdated maps. No one thought they were missing anything. Later, archaeologists studying ancient infrastructure noticed something unusual: perfectly straight lines beneath modern farmland, crop patterns that repeated across regions. Buried Roman roads had altered the soil chemistry, leaving traces only visible from above. The roads had been invisible at ground level for centuries. The photographs weren't meant to find them. They simply recorded what was already there. The school photos used to document segregation. School photographs were taken for administrative records and yearbooks, classrooms, assemblies, group portraits. They documented attendance, nothing more. Years later, historians reviewing education policy noticed inconsistencies between official reports and lived reality. Entire groups of students disappeared from the photographs after specific policy changes. Where paperwork was incomplete or altered, the images quietly preserved the truth. The change wasn't documented anywhere else. The photographs didn't argue. They simply showed who was no longer there. The passport photos used to study aging. Passport photos are highly controlled. Same framing, same lighting, same expression. Their purpose is identity verification, nothing else. Because of their consistency, scientists later realized their value. By comparing passport photos taken decades apart, researchers could study how faces age under similar conditions. Changes that were difficult to track elsewhere became measurable over time. What began as bureaucracy became biological data without the people realizing it at the time. Photographs don't change. What changes is how we understand them. Images taken for routine reasons often become evidence only much later. Sometimes history waits quietly inside an image.